Hi, and thank you for watching. This video is on a topic that is very important to many people nowadays, and that is autism. In fact, there's some specific details I want to mention, so when you see me looking off screen, it's because I want to make sure that I include some important stats that everybody should be aware of. So autism spectrum disorder is something that now impacts 1 in 66 children, which means that 1 in 66 children are being diagnosed with that. What's really key is that out of that number, 1 in 42 are boys and 1 in 189 are girls. So it's a very, very staggering difference between the rate of diagnosis and prevalence in boys and in girls. Autism is a social communication disorder, which means that the way a person with autism processes the world around them is very, very different than the way a person who's called neurotypical would do so. So for example, you could be, if you're not autistic, walking into a shopping mall, and when you have different stimulus, you'll have different sounds, different smells. Your brain just filters it and just takes it in, and you walk into the mall with no problem. If you're autistic, what may happen is that certain sights and sounds that you'll see and experience might be heightened. So it could be there's a sound, which is a sharp sound at a certain frequency, that for somebody else is just a noise, and for you, it's like somebody screaming in your ear. And that's what makes autism a really challenging condition to treat and to live with. It's because the way a person's brain is wired can be very different. And I use the word different and not bad and not wrong and not broken, because a person who's autistic has a different way of approaching the world and a different way of experiencing the world compared to somebody that isn't. There are many other common issues and diagnoses that accompany a diagnosis of autism, such as ADHD, anxiety, sleep issues, and many others. The big part of what I want to focus on in this video, and I'd be very happy to talk to you in more detail about it, I'll leave my contact information at the end, is about how do you treat autism and what I see as the challenges regarding autism in society today. So if you live in Ontario, you've heard in the past few months a lot of comments about the government's plans for treating autism in children. And I'm not going to get into whether the plans are good or bad. What I think is missing is something very simple. What happens to these children when they become teenagers and then they graduate from high school? Because what is missing in the discourse and in all the discussion is how do you support an autistic child who then becomes a teenager, who then moves on and becomes an adult, and then a middle-aged adult, and then a senior citizen. And to me, that is the biggest problem that we're facing as a society and as a community, is dealing with this large number of people who will lose their supports once they leave the public education system. Autism can't be cured. And again, I argue it's not something that should be cured because it's just a way that a person's brain is. A lot of autistic people are geniuses. And because they see and experience the world in a very different way than other people, it means that they're able to think of and create different products, different services, different ways of doing things because of their uniqueness. And I think that's something that should be embraced and cherished. When people are younger, so say under the age of 10 or 12, there are therapies that have been proven effective. There's ABA, which is applied behavioral analysis, and IBI, which is intensive behavioral interventions. And you can argue specifically what age those lose their effectiveness, but I've seen anywhere from 10 to 13. Psychotherapy is also a method of dealing and treating a person with autism to help them understand their condition and help them to deal with the anxiety and other mental health challenges that might come with it. CBT, which if you've looked at some of my other videos is something that I focus on, is recognized as a way to help somebody with autism, but it has to be modified. My approach to treating a person with autism is to focus a lot on behaviors and role plays, and then get them to understand how somebody might feel and react to different circumstances. If this sounds complicated, it is because it is. And I'd be very happy to talk to you more and see if there's a way that I can help you and your family. Thank you very much for watching this video. My phone number is 416-613-1259, and you can reach me by email at kevin@hhcw.ca. Thank you.